Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Friday, August 8th, and we're up to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7, which says, "By faith Noah, being warned by God concerning events as yet unseen, in reverent fear constructed an ark for the saving of his household. By this he condemned the world, and became an heir of righteousness that comes by faith." Okay, so let's break this down and think this through. When Noah was told to build the ark, he was told that the world was going to flood and that rain was coming. Rain wasn't even in existence yet. He probably didn't even understand what rain was, but he knew that the Lord told him to build the ark. So he built that ark, and it took him years. I think I read somewhere it took over 100 years to build that ark. The point being that the ark had to be built to protect his family. The world was condemned, but on this other side, Noah became the heir of righteousness, and it happened because of his faith. Verse 8, "By faith Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance. And he went out not knowing where he was going." God told him to go, he went. He wasn't even sure where he was going. "By faith he went to live in the land of promise, as in the foreign land, living in tents with Isaac and Jacob, heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city that has foundations, whose designer and builder is God. By faith, Sarah received power to conceive, even when she was past the age, since she considered him faithful who had promised. Therefore, from one man, and him as good as dead, were born descendants, as many as the stars of heaven, and as many as the innumerable grains of sand by the seashore." That nation was built by faith, because Abraham believed God, and Abraham and Sarah were able to become parents at an older age. Verse 13, "These all died in faith, not having received the things promised, but having seen them and greeted them from afar, and having acknowledged that they were strangers and exiles on the earth." There's a few things to break down in here that are pretty important. They never saw what was promised to come to them, but they did it anyway. Why? Simply because God told them to see it, to do it. And they saw those things from afar. Like, they started to see that their family had started, but they never saw the nation become so big that it couldn't be numbered. The Cultural Study Bible had this to say: "Jewish residents of diaspora cities were often counted as resident aliens. Diaspora Jews understood that what it meant to be strangers. Abraham was a foreigner and a stranger in Canaan, and on one level, the same was true for Israel, since the land was God's. Everything belongs to God." Verse 13, "Some ask how Old Testament persons could be saved, since they never exercised explicit faith in Christ. This verse provides the answers. Saints in the Old Testament looked forward to the Messianic hope and believed in God's promise, which pointed to the future Messiah, Jesus." And that's something that I've never really thought about. And when I came across that note, I really had to pray over it quite a bit and really think about that. And it is true. They did believe in the Messiah. Their belief in the Messiah was that the Messiah was coming, and that the Messiah was going to save the world from their sins. So they did believe in the Messiah. However, the sacrifice on the cross had not happened yet. And that's why they were told to set up the temple and do those sacrifices over and over and over again to pay the price for their sins. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.